Motivated men are committed to servicing the community at Susan Miller Dorsey High, providing strategic support, committed to community collaboration, fostering positive relationships. We are alumni, parents, faculty, staff, and community. A successful high school experience helps students with career goals or post-secondary education. The mission of the Motivated Men is to provide support to the learning community at Susan Miller Dorsey High School, specifically the young men. We are committed to providing a variety of resources, including but not limited to acting as role models and mentors. The Motivated Men are committed to servicing the community at Susan Miller Dorsey High, providing strategic support, committed to community collaboration, fostering positive relationships. We are alumni, parents, faculty, staff, and community. A successful high school experience helps students with career goals or post-secondary education. Motivated Men sponsor Career Awareness Day each year. It is geared toward educating our students about the wide variety of future career opportunities as they will one day contribute to the global economy. By exposing our students to meaningful educational experiences, we can produce scholars that can make informed educational and career choices. The Motivated Men sponsor Dads with Donuts and Muffins with Moms. The Motivated Men hosted a program at Inglewood's Woodworth Elementary School to promote the pleasure of reading. We welcomed 20 very proud dads to visit their child's room for a morning of reading. The students were excited to see their dads in the classroom, and the donuts were good too. A 2014 study of just over 1,000 children ages 6 to 17, only 31% stated that they had read a book for fun almost daily. That number is down 37% from just 4 years ago. The Motivated Men are a 501c nonprofit organization, and we have a partnership with the Friends of the Public Library and the City of Inglewood to provide enjoyable, interesting, and age-appropriate reading material in local barbershops for the youth in our community. The concept of books in the barbershop for our youth is not new. Barbershop Books has enlisted several barbershops in the Harlem and Brooklyn, New York area, and all have reported to have had a positive influence in those communities.
Good 45 to 50% of our clients are children, so it's important that we serve our entire scope of our clientele, which is also the children. So making sure that the children are reading and have a future is important to us.
Whenever a child reads and enjoys reading, or a child takes interest, I think that we as adults should continue to encourage that. Not just in video games, not just TV, not just playing or just sports, but also being able to give them the opportunity to open up a different mindset, which would be reading.
It's important for all of us. It's real good too to engage the kids, to get them out of the, we've got the technology is kind of taking over these days, so it's really good to see family in there taking their time, sitting down reading with their kids. You've got the hustle and bustle of life and the moving and shaking. You got to be here, you got to be there. You're going on your way to practice, you're getting out of school, you're on the way to work, whatever it may be. Just to sit down for a few minutes and take time out and read with your child is just very important.
I think it's important for our children to read. It's good for work and it's good for college too. I think it's very important. Literacy programs is very important for kids, definitely. What's so wonderful about it, the kids are getting so used to it, they get excited that kids can actually come here and just be so excited to just want to read without even the parents asking to read.
Majority of the times, the kids that can't really comprehend or understand the words, the parents are come in and read it to the younger ones, and it's it helps them to want to learn more about understanding and reading.
Inglewood reads.
Inglewood reads. Inglewood reads. Inglewood reads. Inglewood reads.
Hi, everybody. Did you miss me? I was gone for 2 weeks. Costa Rica was where I was for the last 2 weeks. But I'm so excited to be back. This is the Born to Talk radio show. I'm your host, Marsha White-Teka, where conversations plus connections equals community. And trust me, we've got community here. And I'm broadcasting right in my hometown in the LA Talk Live studios. Today's show, I'm going to get right to it because I've got 4 really exceptional men in this room, very motivated, I might add, from Dorsey High School. And there's a real connection to this group. One of the connections is my mother graduated from Dorsey High back in 1946, and my very good friend Mary McFarland is also, and her husband Bill are also graduates. But I would like to welcome all of the motivated men to the room today. So hello, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And I just so you know the names, we're going to start with Charlie Moorhead, then we're going to go to Willard Love. We've got Steve Bagby Sr., and we've got President Dave Richardson also in the room. And we're going to start right now, Charlie, with you.
Well, I'm a graduate of Dorsey High School in 1967.
Okay.
Right after that, I started my career on the railroad. I worked with the railroad for about 41 years of Santa Fe Railway. Worked on staff and various jobs on the railroad, worked in train service as well. And after that, I decided that I was going to become more involved in the community once I retired, and it's been very fulfilling for me to be part of this organization that you invited here today.
Which is the Motivated Men,
from Dorsey High School. From Susan Miller Dorsey.
The Susan Miller Dorsey High.
In California. We're all volunteers.
And you're exclusively men.
All men. All men, all volunteers. Our main objective is to really work with the young men on Dorsey campus to help them become better citizens, better students, to support them. That's our main objective.
Graduated from Dorsey in 1959. Went on from elementary to Mount Vernon, middle school from Mount Vernon to Dorsey. After Dorsey, I went to LA City College and then LA State College, where I pursued a degree in education, earned my credential. Went on to teach in the district for 38 years.
I didn't know that. Where did you teach?
I taught at Bancroft Middle School, LA High School, Dorsey High School, Jefferson High School. Concluded my career as principal at Conference Middle School.
Steve Bagby, let's hear a little bit about your story, sir.
Well, I followed Willard at all of those respective alma maters, with the exception of Camp Joe Scott in between Mount Vernon and Dorsey.
Which he attended, not me.
Yeah, he omitted that, which was a good career move. And it was so very appropriate that the gym was named after Willard. He's been just a pillar in the community. And having played ball there, so now we have 2 gyms. We have the historic gym that's named after him, and then we have the newer gym that was a combination of Proposition KR&Y funding.
So after you finished school, what did you go on to do?
Well, I was a sociology major at Cal State LA, and when I finished, I became a labor organizer with the Social Workers Union, SEIU Local 535. And I've been politically oriented. I managed Kennedy for president in Los Angeles in 1980 against Carter, who I thought a lot of. And I've reinvented myself several times. I've been a professional model, and I still hold a SAG and AFTRA card. And I was Deputy of Transportation and Housing for the late Congresswoman Juanita Milligan McDonald.
However, just from a very general standpoint, and Dave kind of touched on this, our basic mission is to support the male students of Dorsey High School. Dorsey High School is 99% Black and Latino, so we provide support to Black males and Latino males. We'll support any male that's there.
At the time I met Charles, me and him kind of had this talk about what I wanted to do in my future. And,
you were a senior, or no? You were a junior.
I was a senior.
Okay.
At this time. And me and Charles were talking, and you mentioned some things about law and politics and things like that. Since my major was political science, and he actually got me in contact with an ambassador. His name was Michael Lawson. He's currently a U.S. ambassador. And with that, he gave me his number, and this is kind of where my journey took a turn for the better. With that, I called this guy up, really didn't know what to say to him, and me and him, we ended up talking for about 3 to 4 hours about what I, as a Black man, have to do in this world in order to succeed. And pretty much he told me to get a notepad down, and I was jotting down like at least 3 to 4 pages worth of everything he was telling me. And,
how generous of him to spend that time with you. You must have felt quite honored.
Yeah, it was amazing. And by the end of it, the one thing he told me to do, and this is something I still keep with me to this day, he told me no matter how you feel, no matter what's going on, you have to keep working hard, because success, he told me, it feels great.
DJ 912.